Brian Hodell. I work at T-Mobile, and I am a developer on the Microsoft Power Platform. I'm involved with the Orbit Solution Development, which is a project management platform for customer-facing initiatives across the organization, such as device promotions, service offers, projects, technology initiatives, really anything that has a customer impact goes through this intake process and is reviewed by executive team members and directors, various levels, VPs that need to approve and prioritize the resources of the organization. The organization, as it grows very rapidly, had not centralized the intake process. Different departments, different needs, different initiative types had different intake platforms. So there was no cohesive manner for initiatives to be reviewed and prioritized. They'd have to go to different systems, mostly Excel manual processes that were very time-intensive, labor-intensive solutions. We opted for the Power Platform because of its ability to build low-code solutions to meet the business needs and rapidly changing environments that we have at T-Mobile. We're able to build custom interfaces using Power Apps, custom notification and approval flows using Power Automate, extensive reporting capabilities through Power BI that not only consolidated our data sets that we needed, but also legacy data that is in other systems into a single place for executives to review and prioritize initiatives.
My name is Arturo Celis, Principal Systems Architect at T-Mobile. I am a mobile core network lead architect for large-scale project implementation. At T-Mobile, we have close to 900 app makers and just over 1,500 flow makers. Together, we have built close to 3,000 apps and 7,400 flows. Just last month, 140 apps and 400 flows were created. The Power Platform Champions Group at T-Mobile is a diverse set of people across the organization, from retail, finance, legal, sales, and of course technology. What brings us together is the excitement of finding new ways to solve everyday problems via apps and flows, and then realizing that as we learn more about the platform, we can tackle larger problems. Becoming a Power Platform developer has given me the opportunity to connect with T-Mobile employees across the organization and share new ways to solve problems and become more effective.
The first screen that any user goes to when entering Orbit is the initiative screen, showing all initiatives that they have access to. There is also the ability to do filtering and sorting by most of the fields in this view, such as if you were to need only project types or digital transformation. Depending on what you were looking for, you could easily find that information. You can also sort by variety of dates and business owners. There's an additional text field that searches around 7 or 8 different fields, so you can sort of look and find across a bunch of different queries the information that you're looking for. Clicking on any of these initiatives takes you directly into the summary screen of the initiative. So if you were to enter a project, you would get a specific summary of that project, but also the fields in here are related to that type of initiative. So for a project, you get this certain set of fields. If you were to go into a device promotion or a service offer or something else like that, you would get a different experience in here. This view is specifically built for executives to go in and be able to see what is going on with an initiative at the level that they need to be able to see and take action on. This gives a summary of the key project stakeholders, the situation description and key pieces of that initiative on the bottom so that they can quickly move through that initiative, take action on what needs to be done. If a user was to need to go into the details of an initiative, the details tabs takes you into a multi-section form that is split out into basics, product details, value proposition, financials, and GTM triage. These specific sections are available depending on a user's permission set, as well as the fields that are in there are also tailored to a user's permission. The Approvals tab uses custom connectors to pull in information from the business process flow backend. Each initiative has a dynamically built set of stages that are determined as the approval is created and assigned. So for a project, there would be a variety of stages. There are 7 stages in a project, whereas if it was a device promotion, it may have 3 stages. At each one of those stages, a given number of approvers are assigned to that stage, and those are also pulled into this dashboard. From there, any approvers are given initiative access, view only, read only, depending on what their level is, and then they will be able to go in and either approve or reject with comments those initiative steps. The administration team can move initiatives back and forth through phases if they need. So there's a lot of flexibility in this custom workflow without having a lot of custom built code. On the approval page, you can see what the active stage is. When a stage changes, it kicks off this flow, which then runs through the conditions and either assigns users to the flow or documents certain information about that flow. And this runs the entire back-end process for every stage change. The Teams tab allows sponsors to add and remove users from different roles within the project so that they are clearly identified, as well as their permissions of view and edit. This functionality is achieved once again through custom connectors and leveraging the capabilities of the CDS model in the back end. The attachments page is also a dynamic depending on which type of initiative, because every initiative has specific set of required documents. So there are placeholders for those documents so you can visually see what has been added, what has been updated, what needs to be added. There's also mouse over functionality to give you details and document revision history on this tab. There's heavy use of components within this view, but all of this is done through custom connectors, again, leveraging the back end of CDS so that we can store documents and metadata about those documents within CDS and make them easily accessible to the users. Throughout the app, we use components extensively. On this view, the left nav and the top nav, as well as the initiative header, are all components. On the list view, we opted for components to build the filter dialogues as well. So each filter button opens up a version of that component that basically has parameters passed into it to show what it is filtering. So in this case, it would be the phase. It pulls in the types of phase option sets, and or if it's a date picker, it will show those fields. And when a user selects those items within that component, a query string is passed out of the component, in which we use in the custom connector to feed to the API to pull the initiatives back.
The model-driven app allows the administrative side to do a lot of very custom activities that we didn't feel necessary to build into the Orbit app. There's a lot of bulk activity, custom reporting, a lot of different things that we need to be able to look at a variety of fields very closely in the different views for different use cases. And that really isn't something that we needed to spend development time on the front end. There's also the ability to look at things like the team members, the audit logs, emails, attachments. A lot of times we need to go in and get more details and pull reports out of these that we don't necessarily have reports built out yet in Power BI, more ad hoc reporting capabilities.
Teams made sense to use in this context because we could easily tie together into a single location all of the tools that surround Orbit. So we have Orbit itself, which is the Power App. We can also tie in different business reports from Power BI into different tabs so that a user can go in there and get more detailed analytics and visualizations than are available in the Orbit app. We're able to also have specific files in here and user guides and other tools that are around Orbit. So this really brings together into a single location and a cohesive tool set. Power Apps is really one of those things that you can build and customize to exactly what you need, which brings down the cost of starting up that new system significantly when you factor in all of the training, the time, the learning curves, and the support that typically need to be brought with those systems.